Well, part of the reason you guys haven't seen any wood milling videos for a while is because the mill actually got stolen. It is March, middle of March, and it was stolen back in November. When it got stolen, I just assumed I would never get it back. I assumed they would part it out or sell the motor, who knows. Turns out that wasn't the case. Turns out that it was a big theft ring and they were stealing lots of equipment. Tractors, not mine, but other tractors, excavators, dump trucks, wood mills. I got it back with all the pieces and parts. I just need to reassemble them. There are some things I need to replace. We're gonna fabricate a new ramp for the log loader. The battery's gone, some of the jacks are gone, the towing assembly off the back is gone. So we're gonna order some parts, fabricate some parts, and just generally get it back in operational condition. So today we're gonna get it uncovered, get the bed extension off of it, and get it up to the shop so we can start repairing it. Well, to make it fit in the shop, I got to take off the towing hitch, which is fine. Towing hitch removed. Let's close up the door. So I've had it in the shop and I've looked over it. There's definitely some stuff I've got to fix. However, there's one thing we have to fix first, because if I can't fix this problem, which I'll point out, the mill's basically no good. I'll end up having to part it out or sell it as is for a very, very reduced price. That primary problem is the fact that the bed itself is not flat, it's twisted. My hope is that primary bolts that keep this bed section forward flat, they were removed for who knows why. I'm trying not to use swear words and try not to show my frustration, but having something like this stolen from you gets some emotions going, let me tell you. In any case, my hope is that I'm able to unbolt this, realign the structural frame member that's currently disconnected, bolt it back up, and then start checking it for level. And if that fixes it, I'm crossing my fingers.
Alright, so down there you can hopefully see there's a stepped hole. You can tell that the beam underneath is very much not centered with the structure on the top. And that stepped washer, this guy, is what goes in this hole and then aligns that hole. And we have to tweak this thing to get it lined up. So I've loosened these joints up, I've loosened this rail up, I've loosened the entire framework up underneath. Everything's loose, which is totally contradictory to what you're supposed to do to put this together, but I don't think they expected this thing to go down the road and be beat to crap the way it was. It looks like that is going to allow me to perfectly align it, hopefully. So I was missing a few of these bolts that hold this guide rail on. I replaced those and I put anti-seize on all of these. We'll just snug them up. Well, here's the true test to see if it's really worth it. We got all this put back together. Let's see how it rolls back and forth. Well, minus some lube, it seems to be in very good working order. With that, I'm actually going to start doing some of the other repairs.
So I'm gonna take some measurements of this and order a new one on Amazon. Well, this is a log loading ramp. It did not come back from being stolen with two. Right, we got half by half right here. We're gonna slice this up. This is for the little nubs that go on top to stop the log from sliding back down. Next part we're gonna fabricate is this little bent piece. I've got a piece of scrap that's a lot thicker than that. We're gonna try and make this work. So we've marked out the centers of the bends on here. Let's go take it to the press and see if we can actually press this on our press. Yeah, this is just too thick for this press, so we got a little bit, but not nearly what we need. We need a 90. We need a double 90. I decided to burn some 6011 because I happen to have it close by. Great part about this is I don't got to get off a bunch of mill scale. Well, there we go. So minus a little paint, the new ramp is all rebuilt and operational. So our new battery box with the lid has shown up from Amazon. I've gone ahead and put it on here and laid out a couple of holes, the 4 holes that hold it down on here. And we're just gonna drill those real quick with a step drill bit. And now we're gonna bolt this baby in place. So we've got a couple terminals here. Got our strap. Next up on the to-do list is the fuel filter and fuel pump. This came in a kit off Amazon. If I remember, I will put a link in the description. Here's our new fuel line. I find it generally easier to pull the caps off of these. That's all there is to it. So pop that off, spark plug right there. Really deep socket.
And put our cap back on. All right.
So next up is the air filter. And now that we've done all the easy stuff, we're gonna go ahead and change the oil out in this motor. This Kohler 19 horsepower motor has this little drain hose. A 13/16 and 11/16 wrench. So you gotta put a backup wrench on here. And then a 13/16. So this oil filter is so small, I'm just gonna use some channel locks. Oh, that guy's kind of snug. All right, there we go. All right, now that everything's drained out, we're gonna cap her off again. Got the dipstick out and cleaned off. We got our oil fill port opened up. We're putting, this is 10W30 small engine oil. Got a couple different brands, but I don't care. On a small engine like this, it'll be just fine. These Kohler small motors run really well, and they usually aren't particular about the oil you put in them. Okay, that's exactly where she needs to be on the dipstick. Look. Settle out for another minute or two, double check it, and then we'll be up and operational on the motor. We're going to give her a whirl. Well, that's going to wrap up all of the repairs, replacement parts, and maintenance that needed to happen in order to get this thing back operational after it was stolen. One item we didn't see because I didn't have a battery available at the time for my camera, unfortunately, was this battery disconnect. So I did get this installed also. That just is an extra precaution to not drain the battery while it's in storage or not being used for a while. Overall, I hope you guys got something out of this. And until next time, thanks for watching.